Hi everyone, welcome back to the Nature Talks podcast. Today we're here with our friends Aire and Lilly.
Hello.
And
Namaste.
and Shnook.
And Snook.
And Shnook.
Yeah. How are you guys doing today?
Good. It was quite hot, but
Feeling
we
hot in
managed.
Delhi.
Feeling hot, yes.
Yeah.
Not the best season, but
We have the heat wave going on right now. Yeah. And so you want to introduce about yourself? You have the Goodbye by Bicycle.
Goodbye by bicycle.
goodbye by bicycle.
That's
So
the
my
one.
name is Aire. I come from Italy. I moved in India 1 year ago, in January 2023, to work in Auroville to volunteer for treehouse community and tree care, 2 units there. Lily will talk you a bit more about them.
Well, I'm Lily, and this is Shnook, who's falling asleep. And I grew up in Auroville. I'm German, but I've lived in Auroville since I was 3, and also worked with the treehouse community and with tree care, which is a team of arborists, a professional team of arborists working in Auroville, but across India. A few of them are also in Europe, but mainly in India, Tree Care India. And from Auroville, we decided to start our journey, so we're connecting my home village with Aire's home village. So from
Goodbye by bicycle.
Goodbye by bicycle. So from Auroville to Verhaen in Italy, in the north of Italy.
Yeah.
And
So you're going to cycle from Auroville to Italy.
yes.
And
By land. Like
Overland.
Overland,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, we can't
That's-
fly with our bicycle.
don't cycle in the water.
No cycling in the water.
But okay, so how long has it been so far for you to come from there to here, Delhi?
So we started the 10th of January of this year, and so it has been like 10 months. And we were planning for 2 months in India, but then we start visiting many schools and projects like this amazing place. Thank you for having us here. And because we are very passionate about three main topics, and there are sustainable construction
And reforestation and afforestation.
and conservation of native species. So we are trying to learn as much as we can about these topics, so visiting places and projects, and then we are sharing with schools and spreading a bit of awareness that
Yeah, so we realized that we were motivated to start this journey because really we wanted to learn more. We wanted to learn more about these topics and mainly about trees. We realized that in each other we found another person who is equally wild about climbing trees, but also looking after them and learning more about them, understanding them better, and building, working with wood. So we're both training as carpenters and as treehouse builders, and then we realized that we could, really go on an adventure by taking this journey, but also learn more and then share that knowledge. So hopefully inspire people to look at trees differently, which is why it was amazing to meet you, or it is amazing to meet you and to see that that's what you're doing, opening people's eyes to encountering trees and being aware of the nature around
You're
them.
meeting all the like-minded people wherever you go.
Yes.
yeah,
And that's actually a big part of it as well, is to build this community and network where we're discovering that often people already know each other and know of each other, but we also want to build a network for ourselves, but also to connect people and give people access to the amazing work that's being done in conservation and reforestation, in research and science, but also in how that's being brought into schools, into education, and we're very silly and playful people as well, so that's important to us to bring it in creative means, so that it's communicated and shared in ways that's engaging and interesting, and
And you met some friends of ours at Crash Pads recently, right?
yes the first
And you found the tree card game over there.
it actually was the first time we saw this name, New Delhi Nature Society, and we were quite amazed because again one of the things we are trying to do is to identify as many trees as possible, and usually trees that we encounter on our way, so we have a connection and a story behind them, and that's the best way to remember a scientific name, otherwise it would be a bit more difficult. But we saw it was the first place that host us, that welcome us in actually we understood it's Haryana, it's not Delhi.
Yeah.
so
Another
we
story.
thought we were already in Delhi, but we're still in Haryana at the Crash Pad.
And we saw the cards, and at the first look we recognized we recognized the flowers of some, and we got the scientific name, and we were already okay. This is a nice game, even. And then we played one game also.
Yeah.
But actually, also it was amazing because there were a few trees we weren't sure of the name of, and I just seen one and I was like, oh, I've taken a picture of this flower and I'm not sure what the tree is. And then he came running over and he's like, look what I found, and he had your deck of cards and that particular tree, and don't remember the name now.
No, me neither.
But we have the cards, so we can look it up. So that's a really nice connection. That's how we found you.
Yeah, and then we check few videos, and like I was telling you that you are doing activities like removing the concrete
from the trees.
Like, I don't know if it's visible from there, but the choke trees, that's the concept. And also about the cages, metal cages, and we were someone that is doing something. I mean, we were impressed. So
and we also have another common friend, John from Hamsa.
Ciao, John.
So I think as you go along on this journey, you're going to meet more like-minded people. Everybody knows each other somewhere. Some connection somewhere you're going to find. And
But we also hope that we can give other people access to that, so that there are people who are working in sustainability who are really making an impact on the environment and saying how can we, and we've seen a lot of individuals actually that even the forest department or the government departments are actually relying on individuals who are passionate, right? Where they see that actually one person does the research, understands how can I have a positive impact here, how can I make a change,
has the knowledge.
They have the knowledge, and then they start almost like a civil movement, and then the government sometimes relies on these people who have, whether it's in wildlife rescue or whether it's in conservation and reforestation, often it's really driven by individual passion and interest. And I think for us that's so exciting, because it shows that maybe with our project, even though it's a small idea, it's big to us, but it's in the context of things it's small, but maybe it can have some sort of catalyst effect.
But like you were saying, for this nature society, that it started. You didn't have in mind to have already. That's. I mean, it was step by step, and so I guess that's some like a personal movement that then became a bigger thing.
So it's been 4 months so far.
4 months. Yes.
4,000 over 4,000 kilometers.
We still need to calculate precisely, but the last time I calculated was 3,700, and we were in Rajasthan, like hundreds of kilometers far from here.
And what is your cycling schedule like for the viewers to know?
Like like a normal day routine. So we wake up very earlier and earlier, because the day is
hotter and hotter.
So at the moment we start with the bicycle around 6:30, and we cycle. I mean, we need at least 3 breakfasts through the morning, but we cycle the first 20 kilometers or 10. We have the first breakfast, then we cycle more until 11:30 or midday, and we try to cover already 40, 50, 60 kilometers. And then a big break.
We usually take a break of 4 or even 5 hours when it's
to read, to sleep, to eat, to write a little bit.
Because while we're traveling, we're also trying to document, so to publish on Instagram mainly about each project that we visit. So we write a little bit about it. We try to capture some photographs and to have a kind of a record as we travel. And then eventually we want to also maybe publish it in a different format. We don't know yet what kind. But the idea is that, while we're traveling, we also have to document things and write up things. And then
you have to look for Wi-Fi everywhere.
That'll be... In India, it's been easy, but it'll be different once we get to the next countries when we maybe are not so connected.
So you're going all the way to Italy?
Yes, that's the aim. And
what other places are you going to cover?
So, that's... Actually, in the last days, we are having... Probably we will be able to pass through Tibet. So Nepal, Tibet, China, and then Kyrgyzstan,
Kazakhstan,
and Kyrgyzstan will ask for a transit visa in Russia, and so a few days in Russia, and then Georgia and Turkey. After Turkey is easy. Actually, from Turkey is easy, because we don't need a visa.
We both have EU passports, so then from Turkey.
But it's something that it was quite heavy in the last month, because. We were a bit indecisive, no? We weren't sure passing through Pakistan, Iran, or maybe Afghanistan and then Turkmenistan and all the countries on the north. Stans.
But it also, because now we found a route which looks like it'll be easier for us to obtain permits Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan, it's even possible you don't have to have a visa. So for a certain number of days, you can travel through the country without. I mean, you'll have a stamp in your passport, but it's not. You don't have to apply for a visa beforehand.
Even China is the same.
Yeah. So, but then it's a limited number of days. So we're determined to travel overland. But it might mean we have to take,
Public
China
transport,
definitely will have to take public transport because we have thousands of kilometers to cross and we just don't have enough time to do it by bicycle all the way. But that's also, in a way, it's welcome because we're not trained to cycle at altitude. So if we're at a very high altitude, obviously it's much more challenging to ride our bicycles.
And different types of weather also.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't have heavy clothes, like for the warm clothes.
Yeah.
That's
Aire
something.
doesn't even have closed shoes. So
Oh no, I will have to buy something.
Yeah.
But the point is that one of the things we are traveling by bicycle to reduce our impact, no? Our
carbon emission.
Carbon footprint and all these things that we consider very important. But we are trying to do something about our lifestyle. So, for example, and also traveling, no, includes like you cannot bring 5 t-shirts, 5 pair of pants, and 3 shoes. No, it's not.
It's too much.
Yeah. So we are trying to keep it as simple as possible, and so we'll try to find, for example, for jackets, second hand. That's something we didn't look through yet because we got this new actually today. That we will be able to pass through Tibet. Few minutes ago, if we have to be honest, we were already in the studio.
And Shnook is also traveling with you.
Yes.
Oh yes.
She's gone off to sleep somewhere in a corner.
She's the queen of the show.
Yeah, we are merely her chariot bearers. She's
But the story is that I'm the second love of Lily. The first is Shnook.
Yeah, that's correct.
And the story is that month ago already, I had the idea to do this overland travel by bicycle, like going back home. But alone I wouldn't feel like. So one day I asked Lily.
I mean, we'd been together for a few weeks, I think.
Yeah,
and then Aire came up with this proposal.
Would you like to come with me? And she waited less than 3 seconds and said yes, but we need to bring the dog.
Yeah, my one condition was that the dog is part of it.
The dog was there before me, no? So it's responsibilities like for the environment as for
And
pets.
you want to tell the viewers or the listeners what kind of bicycles you're using? It's a long journey.
Yours is cooler, so you can start.
Yeah, so I have a very beautiful silver Kona, a gravel bike, the Rove model, and which was given to me by Aire on my birthday last year.
Wow.
Specifically for the trip, and it's Aire, can I tell about your bicycle as well?
Please.
So it's
Ciao, Felix.
So a good friend of ours, Felix, he rode from France to India, and he arrived in Auroville just a month or so before we left. So we met with him, hoping to get some advice and some ideas about the countries he traveled through and how it was for him. And then he told us that, he said, actually, my bicycle's here, and I would like to have it back in Europe, but I'm not going to cycle it back. So why don't you take my bicycle? Yeah. So we got his bicycle.
All the bags, the camping gears, and the portable photovoltaic panel that maybe solar panel. Yeah.
So, and the bags are really they're Ortlieb bags, which again are a really great German brand, which are waterproof and really handy.
And this bicycle is a touring bicycle. The brand only Lily can pronounce it.
VFS Fahrradmanufaktur.
Because it's a very good German brand. And so it's a touring bike, a bit more up than a road bike, and quite heavy. We weighed the bicycle 1 week ago. We weighed them, and
we found a weigh bridge finally. So we've been wondering how much do they weigh and how much does their luggage weigh.
So mine is 55,
and mine is 40 kilos.
40 and more.
Yeah, so without
cycle and luggage.
And
with the bicycle and luggage. Yeah, so we weighed Aire's bicycle with the trailer and Shnook in the trailer, and altogether it was 80 kilos, 85, which is crazy. So the trailer and Shnook weigh 30. We know that Shnook weighs 14, so the trailer must be 16.
Okay.
And then Aire's bicycle is 55.
That's good. Good to know.
So now we know. 15 kilos heavier than my bicycle, and that's partly because of the bicycle, which is heavier, but also Aire carries more of our gear. So he carries the tent and
the man of the situation.
But I'm taller, so
Yes, much taller. Luckily, as they cannot know.
Yeah, just sink down.
So while you're traveling, you've been seeing a lot of, you've been noticing the trees, right? A lot of people don't notice trees these days.
Yes.
So what are your favorite trees you've seen so far from Auroville till Delhi?
One of the. So
I just had a brainwave. Do you think that really big one we took a picture with next to what's it called, Agumbe, is the Madua? Mawa?
No, the leaves are different. But so
down.
one of the favorite I discovered is the Tetramelis.
Nudiflora.
No, Tetramelis. The crocodile bark tree. Just because the Tormentosa, correct. Tomentosa.
Tomentosa, yeah.
So
I always think of tormented toes. That's how I remember that.
but it's Terminalia tomentosa, by the way. Terminalia tomentosa, and it has really the bark is like a crocodile skin.
Yeah, we
And
have some here in Delhi also.
Nice. We haven't seen yet, but that's one of the.
Yeah, we encountered them where in the Western Ghats.
For the first time.
In the
yes.
the coffee plantations, we saw a lot, and then up into the forests as well.
They were all very tall, and with some leaves on the top, but we are talking about 15, 20 meters up, and all full of little holes. They told us probably for the insects like this, and like the wood can retain a lot of water. Another particularity. They are just beautiful. And finally, we encountered the first one with leaves like at 2 meters high, in just before Gujarat, no?
Yeah.
At the end of between the Maharashtrian and Gujarati border.
And I really like the mawa, the Maduka longifolia, which grows in Tamil Nadu as well. But I've seen, now that I've identified what it is, and we met someone in Maharashtra, Daulat, who has this beautiful resort. This concept, he lives in a small village and he wants to bring people from the city into the village to really experience rural life. And he cooks with food from the forest, and he takes people on walks to gather food and to experience.
Ecotourism, but a real one, not a fake one.
Yeah, and it's really like you sit in his small home, and him and his wife, and their dog, they look after people and welcome them, but also show them really what is rural life and the beauties of that, and the simplicity and the complexity, and it was a really nice experience, and he was very excited to show us this tree. So he took us on a walk very early morning, and it was a huge
100
tree.
of years, no? 2 something or more.
Yeah,
the age of the tree was one of the oldest.
Yeah. And Aire climbed it immediately, of course, but it was just in flower, so you could see they have a very particular flower which is edible, and it's actually a big food source across different parts of India, and it's also used different uses, like made into wine, and they're even I think in the Vedas or in the Mahabharata somewhere there's a story of these madua flowers and the madua.
Also oil. He gave us some oil made from.
Yes, the oil is
the madua, no?
Yeah.
And any other interesting trees you've seen along the way? Like
Many different
the
types
best
of ficus.
was a lot of kind of ficus. We were talking about the virens, and
have you seen that cannonball tree?
Cannonball tree, yes. Actually, Lily has one in
at home in Auroville in the garden.
It's the first time I saw one. Yes. But now to remember the scientific name, but it's called the bee trees. It has like buttress roots. But that's
the nudiflora.
That's the Tetramelis nudiflora actually, and on this tree was huge, but we count like 14 or 15 bee nests.
Okay.
So and the rock bees.
The rock bees, and there is like nudiflora. So it when just before to flower, it lose all the leaves, and so it was very visible. All these, like half circle hanging from the bottom.
So it's this like naked, huge tree with these long branches, very, very horizontal branches, and then these huge nests, these bee hives hanging down from the branches. That was
one of the.
Yeah. But I think also that we've seen so many beautiful banyan and people. I mean, there's so many sacred trees in India. I think that's something that we want to document more as well, and that we've been learning a lot about. Is that, I mean, even the Maduka longifolia, it also has value and plays a role in some Hindu practices and in different religions that are practiced across India. The trees play a really important role, but also in communities. So trees are often the center of a village or of a community, and that practice is still there. And also this idea of the forest being a deity, right? Instead of worshipping a single god or a group of gods, the forest itself is sacred, and that's, you get these sacred groves and these, protected, or devrai, the like god forest, this concept across the different states in different forms, and there we've really seen the most beautiful trees.
Like just now you came from Mangar. Over there's a sacred forest, which has been protected because of the 3 villages around it.
Okay.
And the tree over there is called the Dhau tree. And that one tree, basically it spreads out from underground.
We've been learning about that.
Okay.
And the entire mountain changes color through the seasons. And nobody's allowed to take out anything from the forest.
Nice.
So that's why everything that comes from the ground goes back over there.
And what's the name? It's close to Mangar. This.
Yeah, it's walking distance from it. There's one temple in the valley.
But can be also a bird watching area, or because Rahul, one of the team of the Crash Pad, talk about this place where you can do.
Yeah, there are some good spots over there.
I guess that's the spot, because it was walkable, like a short distance.
Yeah.
Nice. So maybe we do have to go back after all.
Yeah, because we are planning to come to the event you are doing there on the lake on the 12th.
We're going to go jump in the lake this weekend.
So because we have been there, we want to go and say hi again.
Yeah.
And then because we heard about talking about this lake, so we are very curious, and it would be nice to take part of one of your event like this.
Yeah.
The 12th of
May.
May.
We don't know if this video... Okay, maybe it'll be up.
You can edit it at any time.
So, on your journey, you're going to be getting to try different types of food, getting to know different cultures, languages. What all experiences like you want to tell the viewers about?
So, Indian food, Lily has a long experience with it. I started 1 year ago, but 1 year and a half. But we know already something. But yeah, that's true. We saw a lot of differences through the different states. I mean, something similar, but also something different.
Yeah, and I mean, I think India is the best country to start, because for one, we felt safe. We've been able to travel. There's access to food. There's access to water everywhere. People are generally very, sometimes too curious, but definitely generous and a bit exhausting. But the point is, the food has been amazing. So my favorite is idli and dosa, which is best in Tamil Nadu. I have to say it now. You can fight with me about it later. But the food across all the different states has been amazing.
We say that we saw for the first time the changing on the breakfast and on the snacks, because the restaurant can have maybe more or less typical dishes, but they have also in south you find the north and the opposite. But when you have breakfast in little places, you have just what is typical.
The local food.
So we passed from idli and dosa to less idli, still dosa, and then vada pav started, and then other.
Yeah, then it was over.
and then
poha was good too.
But when we lost idli, it was a very
heartbreak. And I keep trying to find idli, and nobody knows how to make sambar here.
But at some point, and it was after weeks, we found poha.
Yes, poha is
something.
Yeah, we're big supporters.
Yeah, I think you can get those the mix in the box, which you can just open out anywhere and cook it anywhere. And So we're coming to the end of the podcast. Do you have any last messages for the viewers? What do you want to tell the listeners?
I have a little one.
Yes, go.
So to say that nature is important first, but it wouldn't be necessary. But we started this journey, we are doing it, we are enjoying it so much. But we are active people, but we didn't train to cycle from India to Italy, And for a lot of my friends, our friends and people that we meet, sounds like a crazy idea. Oh, cycling, it's very long. But the point is that sometimes to do crazy things is not so crazy at the end. You just have to put energy and dedication.
Yeah, dedication or determination.
Determination, and that's really doing it step by step. If we had to think about the 13,000 or 12,000 or even 10,000 kilometers that we'll have to do, it's a bit overwhelming. But if we focus on the 50, 60 80, 90 usually kilometers every day, it's much better. And this is the same concept with creating a better world, in the way that if we think about pollution or plastic and we see the bigger picture, it's very...
It's overwhelming,
It's
and then
overwhelming.
you don't know where to start, right?
Yeah.
But there are ways to start in our house, for students in their school, family, and then little it's gonna change and it's gonna have a huge impact.
Yeah.
We did more than 4,000 kilometers now.
What?
Like,
I mean, this is what we tell each other almost every day. It's like we're doing it. It's real.
so
But
yeah.
maybe just to add to that also is that what we want to do is to raise awareness, but also to, in a way, maybe to challenge everyone, you and us and everyone, to say like we've made the choice to put attention to it, right? You spoke about tree blindness and not noticing, and awareness and attention. That's something that's so important. And we have access to information, we have access to knowledge. So what we would like to share as the biggest thing, I think, is that to say like we can make informed choices, right? We have to take responsibility, each of us, for the choices that we make. And that's why we're trying to live a different lifestyle, because we're saying actually we take ownership of our actions, of each action, of every decision that we make. And it's what we eat, it's how we travel, it's what we wear, it's everything that we use, all of the resources that we use, all of the material that we use in our lives, everything that we feel we need to own. And if we take responsibility, and that doesn't mean we're not having a zero
Impact.
That's not possible, or not for us anyway, but we can take responsibility for it and say, yes, sometimes we eat things that are packed in plastic. We do wear polyester, which there are alternatives, and we're finding out about those alternatives. But right now we were given, or we own, things that are not a great material, so we're going to use them until they can't be used anymore, and then they'll be used to clean our bicycles or something else.
Upcycling, recycling.
But yeah, that we're saying we want to raise awareness, but also say like, let's each of us take responsibility, right? Take responsibility for our actions and for our decisions, and make informed choices. And then step by step, and if we can't be perfect, but at least we know what we're doing. We're aware of the impact. And I think then it can be beautiful, and it can be playful, and it can be fulfilling, because we're saying we've chosen to commit our lives to this, right? This is not just a trip. This is us saying this is the next step in our career. This is the next step in building who we want to be as people. This is the next step in building the world that we want to see. And that's going to change our lives forever. And maybe there's the possibility it might have an impact on a few other people too.
True.
And that's exciting and beautiful.
Yeah, it reminds me of this quote, my life is my message to the world. So this lifestyle that you're choosing right now, this is the message that you're putting across to the world.
Yeah.
And even I think a lot of people are getting motivated with all your social media posts and stuff.
Hopefully.
So
with your too, you know that.
yeah. So we're just all trying to follow the good path, and just sharing information along the way with other people. Everybody's learning through each other's experiences.
Yes.
And we're making the world a better place altogether.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for coming for our podcast.
Thank
It was
you very much.
Great to have you over here. And we wish you an awesome journey ahead.
Thank you. Thank you again.
We'll keep looking out for more posts. And for everybody listening back home, don't forget to share this video, like and subscribe. And we'll see you again for the next podcast. See you again. Bye.